Alright guys, we're back with Path of Exile. Standard mode. Witch play. Witch. Piety with a P-I-E-I-T-E-E. Prisoners, yeah, that might take us outside. If you remember last episode, we just killed Chevron? Chevron, the oil company, on top of the prison tower there. And that's two out of the three goons that Sim wanted us to kill in order for us to give him power so he can help us. I don't know. He's probably going to turn on us, but that's okay. If only to progress the story, we have to do it. I did just start recording this after the last episode, so I didn't get a chance to see if the recording was better. I probably should have checked that. Not that I could have fixed it if it wasn't, but I'm just eager to see if the visual clarity of the recording is better, as well as the frames that we're getting. And it definitely should be. Definitely should be. Oh, it's everybody Einhar.
This land is dying, but even a rotting carcass has its uses, yes? Then it is settled. We will make rotting carcasses and use them to produce the tools we will need to survive. But only the finest rotting carcasses will do. Aina is not picky, but I cannot say the same for the first ones. There are a few beasts nearby, Exile. Special beasts. We will find them. We will fight them. I will catch them. You will enjoy the fruits of my labor.
Alright, let's do it, Einhar. Let's fill up that menagerie. Off you go, little beast. I love that voice actor. I don't know who he is, but...
Too much
Fact. Oh, we should have... Yeah, actually, let's do that. Let's go back to town and drop off our wares. We should have done that between episodes here. Apologize for that. I know this is like the most interesting part to be on camera. It's just part of the nature of the beast for a long game like this. You're going to see me do boring stuff. I suppose it doesn't have to be that way. I mean, I could edit out all the boring stuff, but yeah, I mean, I think people want to see this. I know when I watch people play long games, I want to see everything. I guess it just kind of depends too what I'm in the mood for. Sometimes I do like quick edited stuff. I'm trying to figure out how to do something. When I watch somebody play and I'm trying to, I don't know, see them play the game, I usually like to see everything. Usually like to see it all, especially the rips and the fails. Which might say more about me than... Well, it does say something about me for sure. Increase flask effect. Now this might definitely be an upgrade here. How we lose so much HP though, and so much shield. That seems terrible. Oh, it's because we're losing these two pieces of armor. Because we're losing strength. We're kind of being held hostage here by this gear. I don't really care for it, to be honest. 2985. Miss Freeze and Chill? Yeah, let's do that. 1990 attack speed. Nah. I don't think we want to use that either. This we probably want to use. 100% increased armor? Yes, please. Definitely use that. Cast on critical. We don't have any open green slots. Corrupted piece of armor. We can't equip it anyway. Yeah, all this red stuff we can't equip if I'm not mistaken. Maximum mana, 28 strength. Now this could be how we can get away from the belt here. We put this here. We lose a little bit of shield. And we lose shield. Gain a little bit of life. That have a, yeah, that had a enchant. So when we enchant this one, we'll be okay. And then our belt, can we switch the belt out now? Not quite. Still need the strength for this here. Kind of crazy. Maybe the $16 attributes? That's 5 to 12 fire damage, 26 intellect, I like. 7% cast speed, it's not terrible. We're going to lose 9% energy shield and a bunch of... actually might be better. It's about the same. Slightly worse, but... nah, we still can't get rid of that. Super unfortunate. Well... let's see about this fire resistance ring. I don't think our fire resist... well, no, we do need resistances now for everything. And maybe we socket that in there. We'll gain some max life. This has a ton of fire resistance on it, actually, if you see it. It's got 24 plus 29%. What does our life look like when we pop it in? It's not a bad swap, and we're going to enchant 22 intellect, which will give us more shield. I think we go with that. This is going to be garbage. Hot, hot garbage.
Who'd have thought those bleating bastards would go and find religion, eh? Now
Dark
there's
Vessel, I
nothing
guess.
quite so sure to spoil a man's appetite than an ecclesiastical debate come supper time. Yet this goatman god, this Aberrath, seems fair determined to mix his morsels with his spiritual enlightenments. To put no finer point on it, when the goatmen find him a soft pink human or two as divine sacrifice, he eats them, meat, soul.
I mean... alright. You're a weird guy, Beshel. You're a weird guy, Ace. Let's drop off all this. We don't want to hang on to all that. Quicksilver Life Flask. Yeah, we'll dump that. And... dump that as well. Well, the nice thing is we're not playing inventory management with the gems because we just don't have them on this character, really. These gems might all be really all good too, but and we may have to play around with this stuff when we start dying a little bit. I may surprise everybody, and if we do continue with the hardcore playthrough, I may just play a completely different class. So when we come back to playing the end game with the hardcore character, we're just on the... we don't have anything for that. Now we've only got 2 of those.
Made any progress?
Kind of a bummer. We may just be playing a different class altogether, though.
You've seen Nessa?
I saw her.
Talk to her? Well, that's more than I dared hope for, truth be told. This change she's going through, this curse the so-called Brine King has put on her, it can be broken. I know it. You've got to keep going. Follow her trail before it gets any colder. Make your way along the coast, the ship graveyard, even Mervale's cave if you must. By my reckoning, this king's not the sort to venture far. You've killed the Karui war god. Can you kill a god? Look, I can't even begin to understand what you've just done. Vestal will be able to put our gratitude into words more fitting of a legend. Me, I'll work with what I know. A solid reward for a damn fine deed.
Skill points? Skill points it is.
Good work clearing another path through Axiom Prison. I'm starting to think those stories I've heard about you might be true.
They're all true. Every single one of them. 101 intellect. That's a lot of ints. That's a lot of damage. Let's do it.
With the road to the Frisian forest clear again, I trekked through to the forests beyond to see if the strangeness we're seeing on the coast is also happening inland. What I saw nearly froze my heart solid. The animals there, poor wretches, overtaken by some sort of parasite. As close as I can reckon, they're like termites, burrowing into flesh and mind instead of wood. If I'm right, there'll be a nest somewhere, and a queen.
Can I be honest? I missed all that.
Stay
We're supposed to go
sharp.
kill a nest of some kind of pest. I did hear that. Item requirements more than 16 dexterity. So that means we're... Yeah, so we need to go to our hideout here and do some crafting. Pick up some dex. Not a big issue. Probably just get rid of these boots at some point. Soon. That was on our helm. Just plop dex on here if we got the... Hopefully we got the crafting ranges to do it. We don't. We really don't. Oh wait, it's got another different affix on it. Well, that's why we're here. Maximum life? Sure. Can we pop dexterity on something like this? Maybe on you? I have another suffix mod. Can we just put dex on you? We don't have the thing to remove, oh, come on. We can't even equip it now. Can we put it on you, maybe? I don't have one of these orbs. We need, we're in trouble here. Should have sufficient currency to buy that. Maybe, Helena sells that currency.
Hello.
Check. No, she can only...
Go with courage.
Well, looks like we're in need of, well, we could, you know, actually, be kind of silly here. Can always just do that for now, until we find a way to put dexterity on our new helm. Or on a new piece of loot or something. That helm is good, though. I do think we want to equip that. You know what? Looks like we can go south here. I don't know if this was always open. Or maybe this is where the vermin were. The nest that we're supposed to go kill. We'll clear out. You know what I think about? Is that Bestial at the gate? I think it is, isn't it? So Bestial's at the gate, and he's also in the village. Must be Bestial's brother. Let's just check here real quick. I'm really curious. Are you Bestial? No, you're not Bestial. My apologies. Alright, Honor, let's do some, talk to Einhar.
This land is dying, but even a rotting carcass has its uses, yes? Then it is settled.
Yeah, we said that already. Come on, Einhar. Did you know this, Einhar? Wouldn't mind seeing Hillock Part 2 out here. Let's see, are we missing? Yeah, we're missing our golem. Should probably get him up. Miss anything else? Nah. It just occurred to me that I'd made up I had a plan to... It's really... This audio is really loud at my ear. I can't even hear myself think. I'll say something after the explosion stop. Yeah. Yes, Einhar, ready to pull. I thought about it after our not last recording session, but the one prior to that. We probably should start taking notes as the episode goes, which might even cause us to have to take breaks about what we're supposed to edit in, and just because we're doing all of our own editing. What's supposed to go in and what's not. The audio got significantly louder. It's turned down just a hair. Message in a bottle. If God wills it, the final account of First Mate Piken, castaway on the rock somewhere off the Twilight Strand. Near as I can tell, the rest of the crew, along with Captain Caruso, be dead. Or worse, what happened? I do not have believed it myself, had I not seen it with my own 2 eyes. At dawn, a light green and dark rose from neath the waves and into the sky. While most of us stood near the back in awe, I heard a cry rise up from the lower deck. Casting my eyes in the direction, I saw the waves upchuck and a swarm of ocean crabs cover the vessel. Ravenous in a countless number they were, making quick work of the sailors about them. Nothing but bones and tatters of cloth. We fled to the longboats as fast as we could, hoping to leave them ungodly crustaceans behind us, but lo! For within the green pillar light I saw them, the Brine King, like a bloated whale, he breached to familiar waters, and turned the ship beneath our feet to match wood. I was flung into the sea, yet managed to cling to some flotsam, and make my way to the rest of the damnable rock. Seems that ancient Tazogoth has a mind to take dominion over the seas once more. Captain Curris was right down to those mutineers in the old king's name. Shame we'd not found more. For now, beneath the waves, I hear the whispers of me, passing in 1,000 clicking pincers. May God have mercy on me, and may someone benefit from this warning. Alright. I don't know why he kind of got an Irish accent there as I was reading that. The language kind of... was kind of trying to be pirate, but I think it wound up being Irish. Not intentional at first, but... we definitely played to it there. My headset beep at me. I'm not sure why that happened. Oh, we leveled up. That's good. You know what? I'm not even worried about these mobs. Oh, that could be enough dexterity actually to get us to be able to... No, it's not. Just kidding. 16 dexterity? I really can't put that on? No, I guess not. So one more talent point in your dexterity and we should be able to get away with it. Ow. That actually did hurt. And that was the quest that Lily wanted us to do? Oh, that's right. I remember now. Sure. I don't know how we missed this.
Surprise you to learn that I am not popular. The others here are ignorant. They do not see the end coming. They are not survivors like me, or you. Before we met, I kept beasts in the encampment. They got into the grain, then the meat. They were not as picky as I are about where they did their business. I learned that growers do not digest grower meat very well. So I moved them to a new location, the menagerie, far away.
So we have a second menagerie now? It's got to be the same menagerie, right? Surely they didn't make a second menagerie for... just because we went to Act 2 and changed scenery, did they? No, it's the same one. I was going to say that, I mean, that was kind of... I would say it's silly to do that, but... unnecessary.
Welcome to Aina's Menagerie, Exile. This is where I keep the beasts we capture. Do not worry about their well-being. I do not think they will worry about yours. A little humor for you. But seriously, Exile.
Yeah, we know. We've gone through this. We know what's going on. What is this? Is decoration level 4? No matching recipes, really? Oh, hide unusable. Why would they have that ticked? We will definitely do this. Oh, we haven't collected enough to... I see. Can't quite do it yet. Okay. We want to actually go back through the portal. Clicking. Well, no, I guess it really didn't matter. Actually, we kind of went the long way there. Not even kind of. We did. We did for sure.
That would just make life complicated.
I was gonna say Sin's over here, but yeah. It's the boat we came in on.
Wretched sight. So many drowned Oriathans cast into undeath. You freed them from their torment, and
You
I'm
guys
sure
see it.
they'd be grateful. Here, that little something extra I were talking about. Though the sea takes away,
Skill point?
gives back.
Yeah. 2 passive respect points.
While you be skulking about, I've managed to do a bit of hunting on my own. Got a hole full of baubles and trinkets here, which I managed to procure. Take a look. You might find something particularly naughty to help you on your life's voyage.
Yeah, gem maybe? Oh, she's selling stuff. Well, what do you got? Well, at least you're organized. Say that. Physical to lightning sport. It's a cool looking gem. Just stands out. Ah, it's just the red, I think, actually. What are you? Detonate mines. You're like a transparent gem? Well, I mean, it looks like we could look at that for like an hour if we wanted to, but we'll just not do that on camera. On camera, what do you call it? I mean, we're not technically on camera. We're on capture. Screen capture. Maybe showing my age by calling it on camera. On recording. What are we even supposed to be doing here? Defeat Aberith. Travel to the prisoner's gate to the sea ship or the ship graveyard and search for Nessa. Defeat the puppet mistress. Yeah, I guess we are going that way. We are 56 in a 47 zone. Doing 56 in a 47. It just kind of gives you the idea of the leveling up I had done to try to make sure we didn't die in hardcore. Restore that which is lost. Alright, Nessa.
God drag you to damnation if you're gonna stand by and let this happen to me, to us. Because believe me, the Brian King has far greater appetites than one nothing of a girl from Orient. It doesn't matter what he'll do to me now. It's what he'll do to Rayclast. Yet there's hope. There's always hope. If only you can reach Mervale's cave. If only...
Yeah, I can get there. I mean, I could almost predicted this, right? When they first said when I first saw she was missing. She was going to turn into a siren. To be honest with you, I don't think I... Yeah, and it wasn't until they actually told us she was missing. And gave us a little bit of backstory, too. Nope, in hindsight, I am Nostradamus. I know everything. Guess we go down this way. Now, come on, be back up here. Now, this is kind of a big area over here. And really, we were right where we wanted to be. It's kind of silly. Let's go ahead and check it out up here. Whole lot of nothing, as we expected. See, this is the road that we traveled up to, coming in Act 1, where piety blocks the paths of the forest. If I recall correctly. Our golem has. Actually, we're missing our spirit summons too. I wonder how long those have been down for. The Western Forest, okay. Travel through the forest to Maravel's Cavern. So that's probably the forest we need to go through. Let's do that, I guess. Yep. Trying to remember how we would have gotten into the cave from the Western Forest. Maybe it's that vault in the Spider Cave, if you guys can remember that. I bet that vault's going to play some kind of role in Act 2. Not Act 2, but Act 2. Oh no, this is actually Act 2 right here. Well, this used to be part of Act 2. Huh. It's now part of Act 6, which is a recreation of Act 1. I like it. If anybody follow what I just said there, you've been paying attention. Or you've already played the game. I'm going to make a prediction that Sin is going to be the final boss of this act. Either this act or the next act. I can't remember what the name of the guy he says we need to power him up to fight. If I'm not mistaken, that's what's happening. It's really late at night right now. I'm using that as an excuse for my terrible reading comprehension. And so it'll either be that character, the last boss of this act, or it's going to be Sin himself. If it's not Sin, Sin will probably be the next act. Act 7 or potentially Act 8. I mean, Sin's a pretty bad guy, right? He's a pretty awesome old god. Sin is the beast, if I'm not mistaken. And all the lore written about him says everything he's doing right now is probably not good. Maybe he's got some way he can steal Katava's soul, and that's going to help him power up somehow. Flame dash, that sounds cool. Oh, let's I'll summon a couple spiders, I guess. Just looking for a cave entrance. Are these moose men out here? It kind of looks like they are. Got BoJack Horseman standing out in the forest. Hey, was this the zone that had the spider cave in it? And are we going to go through that vault? These are the questions I want answers to. Apologize if the map being up on the screen the whole time is annoying for some people. It's the most efficient way I can think about moving about the map without having to keep doing that. Nothing there. Let's go ahead and open it while we're here. To be honest with you, I don't think I've ever seen great items drop from the chest in this game. It's just not a thing. Crafting recipe up here. This was where the what was it that? It's kind of painful. I thought maybe that was the ghost of the bandit that we had taken out. Attributes rank 3. But this is where the bandits were in the Act 1. Or Act 2, actually. One of the bandits. Catlina? Catlina? I'm not great with names, but I'm really trying to lure down. Yeah, these are actually moose men. They're wearing masks. Might just be a mask. Can't really see their face when they... yeah, they might just be moose men. Kind of cool. Or deer men. Or stags. Yeah, stag men. What do you call character characters that are half men, half something else? I know it's the term is anthropomorphization, but I don't. That's not actually the term I'm looking for. Not satyr. I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm trying to say. I don't think my I don't have the tool set to answer what I'm trying to think of. Is that where we want to go? And did we pick up this waypoint? We must have. We probably just clicked it, and like a goldfish, I I forgot already. I'm gonna say this is my OCD, but I don't have OCD. This is really FOMO. I just don't want to miss out on something special. Not really OCD. If it was OCD, I would have to get every little nook and cranny there. Sometimes I do play that way, but it's not OCD. It's the FOMO. It's always the FOMO. Well, it looks like I can rubber band the server a little bit by spamming that charge faster than I probably should be able to. The riverways. Let's see. Oh, I didn't want to click through there. Thankfully, all those areas were loaded into memory there. This even the way? It's definitely the way we wanted to go. Is Act 2 gonna coalesce into Act 1? Like it's gonna be... Actually, that'd be kind of interesting if they did it that way. They did like... Act 1 and Act 2 are combined. Act 3 and Act 4 are combined. Act 5 is like we go back and fight Kitava and then there's 2 new acts. Maybe something along those lines. Kind of neat. Kind of appears like that's what they're going for here. 10% chance to dodge attacks, 10% chance to dodge skills. I think it's as good as our evasion flask. To be honest with you, and here's the thing about it when you're playing a lot of hardcore. This feels like it kind of doesn't matter at this point, right? Because if we die, oh well. And I'm sure we won't be feeling that way or saying that when we're getting crushed by the next boss over and over again, but and there's a lot of truth to that statement. The wetlands, yeah, let's go. Sure. I really would like to find and save Nessa this episode here. We haven't done PvP yet either, which we should check out. I'm sure we're gonna get smashed by people that have been playing this game for a decade. One thing you'll find out about me is I'm not the best PvPer in the world. I do enjoy it in most games, especially games that are exclusively PvP. And for whatever reason, I tend to play better at those games. I think just because the MMR's set up a little bit better, because that's the whole core function of the game. But we're not great at PvP. We won't shy away from it either, though. Especially if it's a PvP only game. I mean, that's just makes sense, right? But where there are games that are typically PvP and PvE, and they've heavily invested in the PvE aspect of the game, I tend to shy away from the PvP part. And personally, for me, it's just because the PvE is so good. Why waste time with PvP? But to each their own. It's probably not a popular thing I just said. Not to each their own, but the other part. Just do what you like. Do what you like what you do. Be good to one another. Be nice. Try to get along the best you can. That's right, your grandma started playing Path of Exile. Let's get all this sulfite, please. Ebensoul the Terrible. You are Shrek, Mr. Ebensoul. I gained 40/40 Master Favor. Oh, that must be Nico's quest. Junior new zombie. Are we still at 6? Yeah, I've been at 6 for a while. So this was Oak's Camp, if you remember. I'm actually blown away with my ability to remember these character names. I kid you guys not, there's games that I've played for years for significantly longer hours per day than I'm playing this game. Many different games with lore and story and characters that aren't even as deep as this game, and I just don't really bother that stuff usually, but for whatever reason, since we're on stream and I'm having to say the names over and over again and actually read the lore out loud, and talking out loud gives me something to talk about. It's actually made the game more, I'm gonna say more alive, but it's just different. It's different. I highly suggest, if you've never recorded yourself playing, just for the sake of seeing what it's like, I highly suggest you do it. Just to experience that. Sometimes we as gamers, we can do stuff mindlessly. At least I could. I can't speak for all gamers. Some of us, some people do. I'm not trying to dig myself in any kind of holes. Anything I say is about me, and never about anybody else. And if it applies to you, it's purely coincidental. I don't even know what we're doing here. What are we doing? What is this? We're just trying to clear out the swamp. Looks that way. Oh, this is probably the hideout, right? Well, no, there wasn't a symbol for Helena. Is this poisonous? A little bit. Yeah, no. Yeah, a little bit. Not bad, though. Can we get more? Are we just supposed to stand up here and stuff's supposed to walk up here? Not quite sure what's going on. Alright, Rashalflaf, the puppet mistress. Yeah, we're definitely not scared of you. In fact, you're almost dead. Is he over here? Bit of damage there, not bad though. Okay, so that was the third one, right? Sin should be going Super Saiyan here. Alright, Sin.
He has merely believed that one day this world of ours would collapse under the weight of Raslatha's offspring. A frightening thought, and thankfully a mistaken one.
Skill point for us? You know, maybe he's not a bad guy if he's just going to give us abilities. It's probably not all that bad. Gain 3 charges every 3 seconds if you haven't used a life flask recently. Every 3 seconds. Okay. Oh, and it's one or the other, huh? Can't do both, please. I kind of like the life flask recharge. That seems pretty cool to me. Anything else for us, Sin? No. This guy makes the oddest sound, our guardian, huh? Pick up little bugs for our companions. Let's see. We got one more quest off here to the side, and we still haven't found the. Well, I say like we've really been looking that long. The waypoint for this area. There's our filter dropping exit or unique items in the background. You can't see. I'm sure it's not. But I don't know. That stuff is good. Well, maybe it is good, but it doesn't have the outline, so it can't be. There's better items in the area, I guess.
Greetings.
All right. What were we trying to find? We were trying to find the cave with Mervale in it. That same cave. And that's the King of the Brine that we have to take out. King of the Brine. Well, there was supposed to be another way to go to do more quests in here, but I don't see it. We went that way. That way looks like a dead end there. We were in there. Oh, no, we do have to go back down. Okay. Everything working as intended. Back to the riverways with us. Look at the time. It looks like we were out of the zone too long. Looks like we got enough time to do this next optional quest over here, which I think is probably going to wind up being defeat Aberith. She might have time to do a little bit more than that, so. It's crazy to me how I used to never enjoy playing hardcore on these types of games. just playing it for 2 weeks, like I can see I've converted to a person that really actually prefers the hardcore play significantly more. I hope I don't forget that lesson moving forward and just decide I like standard. Maybe I just like things, and whenever I'm doing it, I like doing it. It's really possible. Typical me, I guess. Just liking all the things all the time. Can't let people know you're always having fun. Whatever that means. I don't know what that means. Then why'd you say it? I don't know. It's a good question. It's a good question. The Southern Forest? Yes, please. Hold Alt while viewing your items in the inventory to compare them with their equipped counterparts. First time we've seen that tip, but we are aware of that at this point. Close to leveling up? Yeah, we are kind of close, actually. I had read somewhere, at some point, I don't remember exactly when, that XP was supposed to slow down significantly at the higher levels. Now it's kind of strange, we're still on the halfway point in this game for levels. Even though we're on episode, like, 25, so that's 25 hours. Roughly. The first few episodes weren't an hour long, but it's basically 25 hours in this game we've placed. That we've put in so far. And we're about halfway through the leveling experience. Which really is not that bad, actually. Considering we had to start over a million times. Well, 3, exactly. Or 4? I think it's 4. It's one I don't remember anymore. I've got this weird setup where I can't buff my minions unless I've taken damage recently. At which point it does it automatically. But I can also cast it at the same time. I actually don't like it. I've had that on for quite a while. Should make a point to change that. And this is where taking notes would be useful. The bad part about taking notes in the middle of an episode is I'd have to kind of like pause and... I really need one of those old-fashioned like detective recorders. Or one of those things that ship captains use. Wow, back in the 90s, 80s, or 70s? 40s? I don't know. I'm surprised Einhard wasn't hanging out here. We do have a skill point. You can tell I'm getting tired. This will probably be the last episode I'll do in this recording session. Because I'm just leaving the map tab open. Like, yeah, we're playing video games. I'll go down this way. I mean, I'm a little bit of a power gamer. I hate that I used that word just now. A power gamer. I'm a little bit of a gamer. Where I try to be efficient. Like we don't have to do this tab open thing, but it's just I can kind of blindly move in the direction I want to go. You don't have to do that if you're playing this game. In fact, I recommend that you don't if you're not trying to be a power gamer. We still have our... who's doing that? Please stop doing that. That gentleman there. I guess we still have all our minions. I wonder if you could set up filters. Well, I don't think you can. I'm wondering. You could set up filters to notify you when one of your summons goes away. So the stone golem fades out. You can just have like a thing pop up that says, "Hey, you're missing a stone golem." I'll say this in searching for information about the game. This community for this game is one of the most knowledgeable communities that I've seen. Not ever, but it is quite impressive. The dedication that they have to the game and their knowledge base. They probably know, well, who knows what they know. A lot, it seems, though. There usually always tends to be a hardcore knowledge-based group set around most games. Not all games, but there always seems to be some group of diehard people that tend to know the game like the back of their hand. It's nice when there's a lot of them, though, like there are for this game, because that makes finding information out. Were we supposed to go over there and we just didn't? That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. It makes finding information really easy, though. Where if your game isn't necessarily that successful, smaller game, you know, you got 5 people on some obscure forum that have all the knowledge, and you know they don't have time to put all their information out there. Not sure why I latched onto that subject there. I was just impressed with the community. Say that. Dying during PvP will remove your character. Well, not remove your character from Hardcore League. I think we knew that. So this is the Cavern of Anger. This is the back entrance to the Merville Cavern. And there's Nessa there.
The Brine King. His time has almost come. Then hope will be... I will be gone. Please, take the black flag. It once fluttered from the mast of the Black Crest, Wayland Rothschild. Throw it into the flames of the beacon. It's your only chance of reaching me, of turning this tide. The king can't keep secrets like this from me any longer. It's just the way of things. Find me, please, before...
Okay, Nessa, we know what you're up to. I think this is gonna summon the Brine King. Well, no, because the Brine King's the ones that's. I was gonna say let's see if we can find a save point, but it looks like the caves. Oh, you could go this way. I want to find a waypoint if I can before we end this episode. I feel like he's tricked her into tricking us into summoning something we don't want to summon by putting the black flag into the flame, right? But we have to do it because that's the storyline. Well, maybe not. Maybe. I don't know. That's about all my brain can come up with at the moment. Maybe, maybe not, and probably. Well, I kind of want that plate. And at the same time, not really. Is there a waypoint around here? Probably gotta wind up going, I'd say a touch over. What is this here? Orb of fishing, did that say? I couldn't have said fishing. Although, I did open up the filter file today. Locked door. Fine. I did open up the filter file, and the first thing that was listed in the filter file was... Well, now, come on, guys. There's no point in that. And the first item was a fishing rod. So there could potentially be fishing in this game?
This seems like a good area to build.
Okay, this is our hideout. If we can clear it, which we absolutely can. I mean, they could have just reused the hideout from the first act if they wanted to. Before they made another one. Oh wait, is this a hideout? Yeah, it is, I think. Though it didn't show the fleur-de-lis there on the map when we came in. This is the biggest hideout by far. It's like almost double the size of the normal hideout. So I imagine the end-game hub is probably quite large if they're extending the area open like this. I wonder how the players feel about playing the game when they've been playing for 8 years. Like they log into a character they've been playing standard for 8 years, and they're like, I don't know. It's kind of a weird idea, and I'm sure there's a ton of players that are in that exact boat.
This seems like a good area.
Well, we cleared the hideout. Just kidding. Just kidding, guys.
Curious. With the death of the last monster here.
Yeah, we know.
Farewell.
Let's select, let's make it here. Now, the bad part about doing that is I have a feeling... Yeah, that's going to give us a waypoint. But it's also not going to give us a way back into the area we were just in. So we just kind of lost our place there. But that's okay. That'll actually make a good point to end the episode here. If you like the video, as usual, guys, leave a like. If you like me, subscribe for more content. It helps me out a great deal. And we'll see you in the next episode of Path of Exile Standard. Alright, guys. See you next time. Take care.